Hey you guys, welcome back for another fantabulous episode of FTN Transformers on YouTube. I'm your host for Mondays, Michael Mondays, and, wait, that makes sense. Anyway, so I'm not gonna edit this video because I got a lot of shit to do. I have homework that I need to do, that's why it's so late, and today was the first day of Rush Week, so I was, doing Rush events and stuff for our fraternity, and it was really fun. Anyway, today is a very interesting topic. I like it. I like it. Our topic is trans fetishes / trans chasers and what we think of them. I personally think I'm fine with it. I mean, if that's your thing, Okay, so it's just a preference. So it would just be the same as being like, oh, I like, I don't know, feminine guys, or I like emo girls, or I like, any kind of, preference that's, not mainstream, or, you're just like, I like women with dicks, I like men with vaginas, I don't know, I like men who, because, typically, people who have, a trans fetish, or who are trans chasers typically pre-op people, versus say a pansexual person who doesn't necessarily care at what point or what stage their transition is. So I don't know, whatever floats your boat. You're like, I like girls, but I like guys. Holy crap, a trans person is perfect. Get the best of both worlds. Oh my god. And so I think it's kind of interesting, except when it gets to the point where, just with all, fetishes, if it becomes too out of control, or if, you hurt someone, or something like that. And it is kind of odd in, our society to be, when people are like, oh, what's your favorite kind of person? And you'd be like, oh, a trans person, that's my favorite. I don't think most people would say that. So I think this kind of, attraction / if you call it a fetish. Because you can call anything a fetish, really. But it's just that things that are more common and practical in society are not called fetishes. And that's why having a fetish is when you hear the word, you're like, that motherfucker is weird. I shouldn't have said that. Some people are like, yeah, because it's always a secret. When you're at a party or something, and you're playing spin the bottle, truth or dare, or you're drunk or something, a question that comes up is ooh, what are your sexual fantasies, or do you have any fetishes? It's something that you need to hide, that you need to be ashamed of, kind of, for taking pleasure in having a certain preference in people or items or a way in which to have sex or something like that. And so, but I don't think that's very good. I think, to each his own. And we have this one phrase at the LGBT Resource Center, and it says, don't yuck my yum, So don't, belittle someone else's likes just because you think they're yucky or weird or strange, because to each his own, like I just said. And yeah, I'd be fine with someone who's like that. So long as they respected me, I would not mind if someone's like, oh, I've only dated transgender people. Why'd that matter to me? It's just saying, oh, I've only dated guys before, or I've only dated women before, or, it shouldn't really matter. So long as they still respect, someone who may not be uncomfortable, someone who may be comfortable, no, it was right before. Someone who may be uncomfortable, with certain parts of their body, so long as the person with the fetish or whatever, as long as they're respecting that boundary, I think it's perfectly fine. And if they don't respect the boundary, then I would say they're kind of creepy and mean, since they don't respect the answer or the person or that person's body, because it's not theirs. That's the point where it would become a bad thing. If you hurt the other person because of your selfish kind of desire, lust of something. I don't know. And so yeah, just like anything else, I find it perfectly fine unless it gets to a certain point, like everything always can. And I bet some other people have some better viewpoints of this, and perhaps other people have experienced it, because I haven't experienced anyone. Because usually people are always like, I like this or that, like that whole like binary thing, or they'll be like, I like everyone, but they're not like trans people are my favorite. Except maybe other trans people might be like that, but I think that's more of like a comfortability thing, or not. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so that's all I have for today, and good luck in your studies. I know some people are having midterms right now in college, or just like other tests or high school or whatever. And I will see you next week. And that's it. Oh, happy February! Valentine's Day is almost here. It's so exciting. Chocolates and dates and chocolate. Yeah. So see you next week. Stay beautiful.